ちょっと緊張してますね。ちょっとというかめっちゃ緊張してます本当に。Welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to this new series. We'll be relearning Japanese, or rather I'll be relearning Japanese, and I want to document that process for you. I plan on updating the series about once a month at the beginning of the month. I kind of want to talk about what I did that previous month and what I have planned for the coming months. And to give you a better idea of my Japanese level, I plan to include a little clip of me speaking or something that I've written or something that I might read in each of these episodes so that you can get an idea of where I'm currently at. And since this is the first episode, I figured I'd just start with a little jikoshokai so that you can get to know me better while also listening to my very rusty Japanese. You're welcome. じゃあ始めましょう。ちょっと敬語とタメ口を混ざってしまうかもしれないが頑張ります。私はエミというエミズじゃなくエミという23歳で、大学院生です。大学院で Linguistic Data Science という専門を勉強しています。卒業した前、大学の時は日本学と英学を勉強していました。その専門を2017年の10月に始めたから、もう日本語を勉強する時間は5年間のはずなんですけど、実は日本から帰ってきた後、もう日本語あんまり好きじゃなくなってしまったから、その時からあんまり日本語を勉強しなかったんです。それは日本に初めていた時はいつだったっけ2000なんか恥ずかしい。めっちゃ緊張してます。2019年の10月から日本に行って、留学生として日本に行って、日本でホームステイをして日本の家族と一緒に住んでて、で1年間あそこに住んでましたね。でその1年間が経った後ドイツに帰って、前に言った通りあんまり日本語が好きじゃなくなっちゃって、もう勉強とかは全然しなかったんです。だから今はこの状態になってしまいました。Okay, now that that is out of the way, I hope you have somewhat of a better idea where I'm currently at with my Japanese. And I know that it's by no means bad, but you might have been able to notice that my speech was quite choppy. It wasn't very fluently, and I had to think of words quite a lot. I made some grammar mistakes. My pronunciation is also not the best. But I can still speak. It's just I don't have a lot of confidence in my speech anymore. And as I said, there's a lot of things to still fix before I can get back to a level where I was previously at, or even surpass that. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos as well, but I think that a really important thing to do when you're relearning a language is to check your current level. Where are you currently at with your abilities? Obviously, I wouldn't need Duolingo, for example. That would be a total waste of time for me. I recently came across a super fun way to track your progress in life, and I thought it would be so cool to adapt that to language learning. So I kind of changed something that the bullet journaling community calls level 10 alive to something that I would consider level 10 languages. So what you do is that the language that you would like to keep track of, you separate it into different categories. For me, that would be speaking, listening, kanji recognition. So do I know the meaning of a kanji? Generally speaking, have I seen that kanji before, or is it a new kanji? Kanji reading, do I actually know how that kanji is pronounced? Kanji writing, and by that I mean writing by hand, and vocab. These, I would consider to be my language abilities. They're directly related to how well I speak, write, read, etc. the language. I also wrote 3 more categories: culture, history, and linguistics, because I think that when you learn a language, you should know at least a little bit about the culture and the history of either the country or the culture where the language is spoken. And then once you made these categories, you just give yourself a rating in that category between 1 and 10. So as you can see, my speaking is currently at a 4 just because I don't really feel confident in my speaking right now, because I haven't done it in almost a year pretty much. My listening, I would say, is still okay. I can watch YouTube videos, watch anime, and generally understand what's going on. But because my vocab is so limited, obviously that's gonna reflect in all other areas as well. Then my kanji recognition is pretty rusty, but I did start reading again a few days ago, and I can already tell that within a few days, some kanji that I hadn't remembered that first day, I could now remember again. The same goes for the kanji readings. Obviously, these are a bit harder, at least for me, than the recognition part, but I can tell that, I'm making very little progress every time that I read. Kanji writing, not something I've done at all over pretty much the last 2.5 years, so a lot of it is very, very rusty. And then vocab, I feel like my vocab isn't awful. I still remember that I once knew these words, and I can tell which words I know and don't know, but oftentimes I just need a quick reminder what the word meant or how the kanji is read to remember that I actually do know the word. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about what I make of these ratings. Obviously, a lot of them are in the okay to bad area, and I would like them to be in the good area. That's not going to be a 1-month process, that's not going to be a 2-month process, it's going to be a pretty long-term process, but I want to break it down into monthly goals that are really achievable for me. Right now, because everything is so new to me again and I haven't studied Japanese in quite a long time, I feel like I just need to slowly ease back into it and not, make a study schedule that involves me doing 5 hours of study every single day. Since I am a strong believer that vocabulary is ultra, super, extremely important, and I also believe that reading is the best way to learn words, I think that for now I'm just gonna read a little bit every day and see if that also increases my kanji recognition and kanji reading stats. With tools like Migaku, looking up new words is super easy and super fast, almost no effort needed, and I think that will make it really easy for me to get back into Japanese. I started reading Kimi no Na wa, and I hope I can finish that until the end of February. But my goal is really to just be consistent with reading and building that reading habit again. I also downloaded a pre-made Anki deck that has all the words that are in the Tango books, I think they're called, sorted from N5 to N1, and I hope that by the end of this month I can be through the N3 and about half or so through the N2 words. We'll see how fast it goes. I can't tell how much I remember, so we'll see where that brings me. I think just reading and going through the Tango decks will get my Japanese level and especially my vocab and kanji knowledge back to a level where it was before pretty quickly. So right now I'm not too concerned about trying to improve any other skills because, as I said, I don't want to overwhelm myself. That is it for the first episode of the series, the origins story basically, and I'm really excited to see where I'll be in 4 to 6 weeks for my next update video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.